The following presentation does not represent Australian opinion or intellect. We do not speak for any religious order or ethnic minority. We are not political scientists or uni graduates. We're insignificant upper-lower class scum, comparing notes and airing grievances. It's just our opinion. Deal with it.
No way that GST will ever be part of our policy.
Never ever.
Never ever, it's dead.
If they don't like it, go back to where they're from.
It is a big idea.
No, we don't need them.
A new world order. By 1990, no Australian child will be living in poverty.
Dude, if there was ever like a zombie apocalypse or some shit and we hold ourselves up in here, it'd be fine, mate.
Just have the heat. You got the kitchen, you're set.
Dude, I'd poke holes through those windows there, have my guns throughout there, board this shit up.
It's fine.
Winter, summer.
Yeah, it's fine. If there was a zombie apocalypse, the world would go to shit, but the heater would still be running.
Fucking oath.
The power would be here playing
Toasty.
Yeah, man.
What we'll do is if we'd run out to 7-Eleven, ransack it, come back.
We send one dickhead out there with a stick,
The gimp.
and a list of shit. Like a list. Get the noodles, the meggery noodles.
Go to the smoke cabinet. Whole backpack of smokes. Just packets.
I couldn't find the keys to the thing. This guy just sends him out and they don't come back. We sent a guy out to get smokes. Never came back. Where is this guy, man? I want my smoke.
Comes back with no smokes. Leave. Can I have a gun? Fuck off.
You stop pacing up and down because you haven't got a pack of smokes.
Got sweats, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, do me a favour, sit down. You can eat. I don't give a shit. Just sit down.
Smash it.
On the buzzer.
Yeah.
Rye bread, huh?
He picked it.
Like that,
I had no choice. He goes, "Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say?" He goes, "Oh, beef and cheese." Sounds good.
The chair.
You joking?
What?
You are such a bum, man. I swear.
Thank you, Dean. I love you too.
You bum.
You're a bum.
That was on, when was it last week?
Was it? It's always on, man. Well, free to air, yeah?
The Russian one,
Drago? Four.
Oh, yeah, that's the Russian one.
Yeah.
And they were following him in the snow. And then he runs
Well, you know the new Creed movie's about Drago's son.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Have you seen Creed, the first one? Man, watch it. Seriously, like, obviously it's not as good as, like, the Rockies and all that kind of shit, but it does stand up on its own, man. It's not too bad.
I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah. And the way the cinematography of, like, the fight scenes and shit is pretty real.
I'll give it credit. The cinematography and the
choreography, sorry, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Because the guy that he fights in the movie is an actual boxer, Tony Bellew. He's an actual British boxer.
Oh, the English
For real,
English guy.
like he's a heavyweight. He's a champion heavyweight.
He's actual heavyweight, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll give
so
him that.
the movements of the other boxer was more natural because it wasn't just two actors going fighting.
Yeah, well, they just
It was
slam
a proper
at each other.
fight,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick, man. But the new one's the Creed, like Creed 2 is Drago's son.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
Dude, that movie sucks because... no, the movie's fine, but Creed annoyed me because of... The girl?
Yeah.
Do you remember the girl?
Yeah.
You dickhead, you need to move in a bit.
Scooch.
Yeah, scooch.
Scooch over a
Just
little
make sure you're literally almost kissing the thing, man. Just lean in like, yeah.
Well, last time was alright.
It's the microphone. What are you, some kind of sissy girl?
Thanks to my tireless editing efforts.
That's good, yeah. We thank you for your hard work.
The extra 2.5 hours editing his side.
We salute you.
Doesn't mean he's going to work any harder to like make my job easier. Like, fuck him.
You know what I'm waiting? Is this where you should have come? Hey! I'm doing you a favour here. Hey.
No, Creed Malaka.
Yeah.
The thing that annoyed me was the girl because she's. Dude, do you remember that she was like an artist? Yeah.
Yeah, she was like losing a hearing. She was a musician, and she'd make
that song,
beats.
Grip.
Yeah, grip.
Dude, me and that Fabiani kid from work. Every time we drive past each other, we say grip.
That's not the song.
I'm pretty sure Johnny Wright was doing it as well. Yeah. Dude, we just drive past. Grip. I need you to grip. It's the dumbest lyrics.
I gotta watch this now.
Dude, it's... Oh, do you want to hear the song? The actual song... I'm not even joking.
Like, I know they had to fill the movie with like a love interest, as they always do.
Yeah.
But
because the girl herself, she's an actual artist.
Yeah.
Her name's Tessa Thompson. Dude, the song's called Grip. It's the dumbest song ever.
Imagine he's boiling your hot dogs.
Boiling your hot dogs.
And just buttering the bread. Setting the mood, man.
Dude, this is a song.
Oh, there's no other words.
Yeah, she's got like a few other random lyrics, but nothing like...
Yeah? Okay.
Dude, and in the movie...
What's the film clip?
No, it's her live. Like, he went... He went to see her perform.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but what's the film clip here?
Nothing. It's like some sort of...
Just like
like a 70s psychedelic
kaleidoscope.
with, like those,
Yeah.
with those colourful animals and shit.
Yeah.
There's another one. Dude, there's another one from The Thing. I can't... Oh, where is it? Tessa Thompson music scene, maybe? I'll suss it out. It's the dumbest shit.
Is it when they're in their apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he lays down with her, and he gives a headphone or some shit. What am I like,
You know
yeah,
what the
man?
funniest part is? Me and Fabiani, yeah, like the biggest swag you've ever met, we keep laughing about it because, like, man, that music was shit. Like, is it? Okay, yeah, but do you know what the funny part is? Apollo Creed's son, what's his name in the movie?
Creed?
Creed Jr.
Because he goes by something, is it Johnson?
Yeah, something Johnson.
Yeah, he goes
Like
by...
he doesn't have this. He
goes by...
changes his surname or something, a different name.
Yeah, see, basically, the person that raised him was...
Putting Creed comes up with a rock band. They've been around for like 26 years.
Arms wide open. No, the plot hole is that... Not the plot hole. The plot point.
Adonis.
Yeah.
Adonis.
Yeah, son of Apollo.
Yeah.
And he was basically a kid born out of wedlock.
Yeah.
And Apollo Creed's wife actually raised him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she discovered of this affair after he died.
Yeah.
And he was born, so she raised him basically.
And he was like in homes and
But
shit
she never
like that.
told him that he was Apollo Creed's son.
All right. Yeah.
Isn't that how it goes? I can't remember.
She's
Some shit
she
like
goes,
that.
I was married to your father.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And pretty much, do you want to come live with me? I think he would have been about 10, 11 years old. kind of
Yeah.
thing.
But the funny part is, dude, is when he's lying on the floor listening to these songs in the bird's house.
Spoiler alert.
Dude, they're shit songs.
Yeah.
But she's like making some track and she's using like a xylophone sort of thing, like a ding ding ding. It's the dumbest tune. But he's like, oh yeah, like he's trying to get into it. I said to Fabiani, I go, man, that is the biggest wog move ever. Just trying to get into a bird's bed. Yeah, man, that's sick. That's mad, man.
It's like, yeah, that's mad.
Like he's just saying anything to get.
And then he hooks up with her. Yeah, he fucks her.
Because he's just like.
Oh yeah, baby, that's tight. That's tight.
Literally, that's it. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest scene, man. It was that crap that just made it.
You've got to watch it.
Yeah, I'll have to
but
watch
the actual
it.
movie itself is actually pretty good.
Dude, when they go to the club, when they go to the club, he follows his bird to the club because he's jealous, dude, yeah? And she's with the musos and like that whole scene.
Yeah.
And then some dude.
The rapper.
The rapper tries to.
What up, baby girl?
Yeah.
Like, just being friendly.
And then he gets his ass kicked at some point.
Because he goes to the rapper and he goes, oh, hey man, I know you like your Creed, and he goes, yeah. And that's when he started calling him Baby Creed. And he goes, yo, don't call me that, man. It's like, relax, Baby Creed, just showing you some love. And Creed snaps him, and his security jump on him and shit.
Standard, man. That's how these people go down.
Nice.
Speaking, what was I going to say? I was going to say, before we get into anything serious, we should address the big elephant in the room. Not even an elephant room.
I know I've put on weight, but Jesus, man.
No. Dude, the current sports epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
The World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Has anyone lost sleep?
Yeah, man. Dude, I've been watching it 4 a.m. last night. I was watching it.
Did you? I've fallen asleep most games. Man.
Like, most games are like 12. Like, look, there was 12 o'clock games in the group stages and 4 o'clock games.
Yeah.
4 o'clock game, if it wasn't anything special, I'd be like, nah, fuck it.
No,
12 o'clock, I'd probably watch it just because I'm already up anyway. Yeah. But the third place final and the actual final are going to be at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it actually works out well. But, yeah.
I sent a message to
interesting.
Zilic, one of my mates, man. He's a Crow. I sent him just a slurry of like Croatian flags today. He's like, I know, man. I know, very nerve-wracking last 2 weeks. This is what he texted me. Win or lose, Final Four in the World Cup is a decent effort considering the population of 4 million.
Oh, for sure.
And I said, yeah. I go. I told him how I had Portugal, England, and Japan, and Iceland, and Argentina. So Final Four for Croatia is pretty good. I go like Greece winning the Euro, like unthinkable. Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. And then he's like, I took World Cup leave from work last 3 weeks. Every game.
That's mad.
Dude, how staunch is that? But this is where I stopped. Like, he's definitely the most entertaining World Cup I've seen.
Yeah.
I went, really? Like, our consensus has been, it's been boring as shit. And he says, boring, are you kidding? Everyone I've spoken to has loved it. Shit's on 202 and 10.
You know why?
reckon?
Tell you why. Because it's been so unpredictable, man. Like Germany out of the group stages, like gone. Argentina didn't live up to anything, gone. Brazil got knocked out. Like, you know what I mean? All the supposed top teams.
Top teams.
And what's Messi?
He's 31?
31, 32.
Do you reckon you'll see another one?
Nah.
Dude, he already retired from fucking internationals. He cracked it after the last World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he goes, you cunts of shit. Like, literally, like he retired. And they're like, oh, just come back and just play the World Cup, you know? And he's like, all right. And it disappointed him again.
Wait, he's 31, 32, and he retired from internationals at 27.
Pretty much. He's cracked it. He literally cracked it. He goes, I'm not doing this anymore. And he came back.
Which one was Maradona coaching?
Argentina.
Was that last time or the one before? It was the one before.
I don't know.
It had to be the one before.
I think it was the one before.
Yeah, we're in 2018, so 2014. It had to be 2010.
That guy's fried, man.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was one of one of the last two, as in
I don't think it was the last one. It had to be
14
the one
or
before that.
210.
I don't know.
But they were fucking, like, Argentina was so disappointing, man. But, like, they had so many stars on the bench. That manager there of theirs, like, what a shit cunt, man.
Yeah, he's just...
When you got Dybala and everyone on the bench,
I know.
like, come on, man. You know what I mean? You've got, like, match winners on the bench that can work well with Messi. But you put on... I don't
Who do you
get
reckon's
it.
going to win? From this point on.
Honestly, if I reckon whoever wins out of Croatia and England will beat France. France are ugly football, man. They play ugly, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
I reckon if England beat Croatia, they'll win it. If Croatia beat England, they'll win it.
So you're essentially saying England or Croatia will win.
Yeah.
I got a feeling England's going to win it.
They got the whole thing that's coming over.
I hope
It's
they do,
coming
I've got money on England, so hopefully they win it, man.
Mate, you know what's funny? Because I go for Tottenham. So a lot of Spurs boys in the English team. So I don't care if England win because I'd be like, whatever. But I'm more going just because of the Tottenham connection. Because Harry Kane's the captain.
Did I watch the World Cup with you?
Which one?
The last, as in, I was laughing about Sterling. Where did I watch it last?
How tiny is that guy?
Sterling?
Yeah.
God, pisses me off, man. Doesn't pass, man. England should have smashed teams. God doesn't pass. Little pipsqueak.
Oh, no. It was on...
He was in a
He's a midget, man.
he was in a wall. I think it was the last game.
Yeah, it's probably like...
But he had someone massive. I can't remember
Probably
who it
Harry
was.
Maguire,
I think
the
it was,
centre back.
So it was like having
Maguire's
side by side.
Yeah, Maguire's like 6'4", 6'5". Sterling's like 5'7".
Sterling's 5'7".
5'8".
Yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah.
Funny, that's as tall as us. Not as tall as us,
Well-
tall as me. Well, no, I don't know.
Not really, man. You're close to 6.
Nah. No chance.
You're 5'10",
No.
5'11".
No chance. Maybe 5'10", 9.5, maybe.
But that guy's like 5'7", 5'8", man. He's not tall at all.
Is he old?
Nah, he's young, man. He's like, what, 26?
He looks old, man. Like his face.
He's like Yaron, man. He's like the Yaron of Manchester City. Chris Yaron, man.
Speaking of AFL, man, did you see what happened to Brian Lake?
Oh, he got done. Got arrested, man, in Japan. Didn't you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Dude, have you given up on Hawthorn altogether?
Pretty much.
Why? You guys have got
He had a theory for it. Same with the World Soccer. He had his theory.
What's your theory?
I've cracked it at him.
What's your theory?
No,
theory is-
because I
okay.
cracked it at him. I said, "You're a dumb
You're,
guy."
you're a bandwagon supporter, aren't you?
No.
Shut up.
I was full on like
Yeah.
when it used to come to like footy and soccer.
Yeah.
I was full on like you.
I remember,
crazy.
dude, in primary school, you were on the news during a sports report once.
I was.
Yeah,
Sports
you
Tonight.
just bought the Hawthorn jacket. You were behind the cheer squad with your brother.
Yeah, I
You
think
got
so.
spotted on like the news update. Hey, Hawthorn had like some big win. No, I'm telling you, I'm dead set. I remember it. We were in grade 6, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Everybody disagrees with this. Basically, I saw Italy win the World Cup.
Yeah, so you're fulfilled. Yeah.
I saw Hawthorn win 4 grand finals.
Fulfilled.
Yeah, but even from the first one in 08 when they won that, now this is where everyone's going to go, he's an idiot. I go, anything after this is going to be disappointment. So therefore I'm retiring my supporter Scarf.
That's pretty weak, dude. I don't know, man.
We feel as Carlton supporters, you fucking idiot.
I don't know,
seriously.
man. I'd still like,
While he picks up the donut.
dude. Like,
You're such a schmuck.
you've been going for like Hawthorn from when you can remember,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Like,
As an
do you still,
Australian.
do you still like look
Yeah, I
the
still-
scores?
yeah.
And you still keep
Yeah.
like a sort of keep an eye on it or whatever. But
As
not
an
like you.
Australian,
Pretty much.
man,
I used to
it's
always.
That's un-Australian.
It's un-Australian. It's un-Australian.
I've just basically gone from not going to every match to like just keeping an eye on it. Really, that's all.
Fuck off. Nah. Don't even talk out of your
But I'm
ass.
getting interested in soccer again.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
my team got promoted into the Premier League.
Who do you actually follow?
Wolves.
Mate, they got, you know, kind of tell you something? That organisation, the Wolverhampton, man, where the fuck do you get for Wolves? How?
I don't know. It's
They
just
come from nowhere.
Wait, isn't it because of like somewhere where your parents are from? Like the emblem was the same, the mascot, some shit.
Nothing
Some
like that.
elaborate story.
I'll tell
No,
you what, though, out of all the teams that get like promoted and shit, the Wolves, they've built a fucking foundation.
They
You
have.
guys are going to stay in, man. There's no way.
Yep.
You guys are getting
Who
relegated.
dropped
Some shit cunt. Swansea,
Yeah.
West Brom, and Stoke. Stoke. Thank fuck. Those cunts are fucked. Stoke were the worst fucking dude, let me tell you something about Stoke, right? You think about boring football, yeah? Like, you could go to, like, a local fucking under-12s, Caulfield Division 4, and they would play more entertaining football.
Where your son's going to play one day.
Yeah. Oh, no, mate, he's going to be doing trials, mate, in London. Already whispering in his ear, mate.
It's an 8-month-old, you know, he's doing the shuttle run.
The beep test. We are going to live off him sometime, man. That's why you have kids, right? Like,
Dude, I was going to say, who out of you, I can't remember the chat because I was cleaning my house and cooking, so I didn't see it. Who out of you said that him going to Juve was a good thing? Ronaldo?
Me.
You said it was a good thing,
Yeah.
and you
Dude.
said it was a bad thing.
Yeah. He's too much of a. I think he's too much of a selfish player. He cracks it too much if he doesn't get the ball.
Yeah.
And Juve's built a team there. Like
Doing what?
a team. No, they've built a team, not a team of individuals.
Oh, yeah.
Like they've built
Yeah.
a team that is working together.
I see, because I only quickly, briefly looked
Yeah.
at that WhatsApp thing, and I just put it away because I didn't get time to digest it. I was busy.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure I thought you had said that, and you hadn't.
Look,
and so I didn't quite see it.
the business side of
Yeah,
things
yeah.
is fucking like genius because they paid like 100 million euros or something for it.
120.
I think up to 150. I think
with
it
like
goes-
bonuses and all that
Yeah.
kind of shit. Now they'll make that back in shirt sales in like in
Oh,
a year.
dude,
Like,
they've already
forget it.
sold them.
Done.
They've already sold
It's already
the shirts.
done.
They've based on
Yeah.
that news.
One thing I'll tell you about Ronaldo, man, like I know what you're saying, like they built a team they have, man. Juve is like they played Tottenham in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And you guys came to Wembley and beat us 2-1. I was
Yeah.
like, man, that's a fucking team. Like
Yeah.
proper team. But with Ronaldo, man, like that cunt loves to win.
Yeah, that's
success.
true.
He's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
that hunger. He doesn't condone failure. You know
that's
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, no,
he
that's
doesn't.
true.
So maybe he'll bring a little bit of something extra. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
hopefully.
mean?
Well,
he
look,
doesn't
yeah.
speak Italian, so
No.
people can tell him to get fucked.
How's that going to work?
He'll make it work.
How does that work, man? I've always wanted to know that.
Everyone knows a bit of English. He even speaks a bit of English.
You
Yeah,
meant to
but
know-
they learn the language because who else? Like, I just some clip popped up on YouTube and it was Guardiola.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he's just like he's in a press conference and he starts talking in Spanish.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm speaking the wrong language." And just like that,
German.
just starts talking German.
Yeah, because he was a coach of Bayern Munich and he learned German.
Yeah, okay.
They have to learn.
No. I know they have to learn, but still, man, like, if you take a squad, like PSG or something that's got, like, international players from all over the
Buffon
joint.
now goes to France.
How does Buffon get another game, man? The guy's like 90.
Yeah, hey, the guy's still a keeper, man.
You know what's funny? I remember, you know when you said...
He's 9.
Going for a dive.
I love Buffon, man. Like, I'm not a... he saved Italy.
Sticks out the stretcher.
Kane,
Okay.
swatting stuff away. Yeah. No. Dude, Buffon...
Oh, I got some stats on Ronaldo too.
Dude, Buffon going to PSG is like,
It's heartbreaking.
what's his name? From
Toddy.
Hawthorn. That went up north to Brisbane. Hodge.
Yeah, that's
It's the same thing, man.
Yeah. But
should've
and a
just-
lot more money.
a lot more.
Why would PSG pay that much money?
I tell
for
you
Buffon?
why Buffon went.
No, here we
Because
go.
he's already ruined all the box he could in Italy. He's done what he could do. Now he's gone to France. Try something different.
Dude,
Try the French
this
cuisine.
guy-
It's true, yeah.
This guy had a picture of Buffon's missus in his diary.
Ooh, yeah.
You're the one that pulled it up.
That's why I wrote what I wrote today. I'm like, man.
I forgot. I remember I had the JPEGs on my computer, and they were labelled Buff's misses like 1, 2, 3. Because this guy gave them 10.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. You had that.
You watch now. He'll buy some fucking villa in like, he'll have like 4 birds living in the house.
Like somewhere south of Nice.
Yeah. He'll have a holiday house down the French Riviera.
Still with that bird? She was a model or something.
Nah, he divorced her.
I don't know. I wouldn't have
Divorced her.
clue, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She was like a celebrity. She was like a Kim K of like back then, wasn't she?
Yeah.
He doesn't care, man. It's be fun. What's his first name?
Gianluca.
Gianluca?
Gianluigi.
Gianluigi.
I don't know. You're the Italian.
I don't know their first names.
All right. Do I have to stats this, or are you going to?
I'm pretty sure it's Luigi.
I'm
pretty sure it's Luigi.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Gianluigi, because I'm thinking Gianluca, but that's Pagliuca.
Yeah.
Pagliuca?
Yeah, you remember Pagliuca?
Oh,
The 94 World Cup?
God.
He was a gun. He was a gun.
The Italian soccer
His
players
name,
evolved, man.
His name rhymed.
Gianluigi, yeah, you're right.
Man, that Italian league, man, like, that used to be the shit, man.
Yeah.
Dude, how old do you reckon Buffon is? Honestly.
34?
Nah, man, he's 40.
Nah.
He's legit 40. Dude, I'm telling you, he's 40 years old.
He'd be in his mid-30s, probably.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's 40 years old.
He was born on January the 28th, 1978. He's 40 on the
wow,
dot.
he is too.
Dude, like, I'm telling you, that guy,
Wow.
but he's like Benjamin Button, man.
He played at Parma for 6 years.
Yeah.
And then Juventus poached him.
Juventus for
17.
17, and that's a.
I got all the stats, man. I love that guy, man.
Yeah.
I can tell you something about Buffon, man, why I think he's such a
40?
legend. Yeah.
That's the dude that
40's the new 20 there.
for a keeper, man.
Yeah, he'll retire at 55.
Yeah.
He's got plenty.
He's got plenty in the tank.
Plenty. Plenty.
That guy's a senior citizen, man.
He'll stay around until he gets his
But he'll
seniors
do
card.
coaching.
So you can get it in France.
He'll do his coaching tickets.
Yeah,
He'll fucking do all
that's
that
right.
kind of shit.
Yeah.
He'll go back to Juventus one day and coach or Parma.
Yeah,
He'll be like a
probably.
legend.
Yeah.
Why I admire that guy, man, is because when Juventus got demoted into Serie B because of the whole the fixing and shit.
The whole mafia underbelly.
Yeah, it was fucked. He actually stayed, man, with the team.
Yeah.
Like, he could have gone anywhere. That was his prime. He could have gone to he could have gone to Madrid, Barcelona.
Yeah, that's true, yeah, he
but he
could have.
fucking
Yeah.
stayed with that team, man. Went through a year in Serie B. The quality was horrendous. Like, as in compared to what Serie A was. He stayed with them, man, and he fucking got them up.
No, that's true.
Like, I give him so much credit for that, because any other cunt would have gone, I'm not playing Serie B. What the fuck?
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what?
Buffon, motherfucker.
I don't understand, man. I don't understand with Italy, man. Maybe you can shed some light on it. Maybe I doubt it because you're just sculling this coffee in front of me.
Well, I just had the donut and washed it down with a coffee.
He's got this little fortress built with the sandwich and the Krispy
Sponsored by Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's it. How do you have all this?
What do you mean next week comes in with a Krispy Kreme t-shirt? What about you?
Sponsorship, boys.
For the podcast? No, just for me, man.
Just his own personal sponsorship. No. I'll be honest, dude. I don't understand how that level of corruption still exists in Italy of all countries, where they're in the heart of the EU. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, I don't get it. It starts with the side. Do you know why? I went to a barber in Noble. Yeah, the Iranian guy, the Persian guy. Dude, I've driven past his shop like 3 times in the last 4 weeks. Shutters down, everything's barricaded off. The Iranian.
They made the World Cup.
That's it. It's probably then, since then, man, when I first went to try to get a haircut. So I went around the corner, and there's these 3 Italians that have their chairs, man. What are their names?
Jenna and Michael?
Dom, Sam, and
Luigi.
It's some other, Tony.
Tony, yeah.
Tony, of
Actually, what's
course.
Sam short for? What's Sam for a derivative for?
Italian.
Italian. Like Luigi's Gianluigi.
It's-
Tony's Anthony.
Is it like a Samuel in a way?
No, it's not.
What
Like,
is it?
It's
I've been
short
meaning
for
to ask
Saverio.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Salvatore?
Really?
Yeah,
So-
basically.
so-
So I don't know why it's Sam, though.
But maybe it's just the easier way. Just the English
Yeah.
like Sal. Or Sam. I've just got Sal,
Sam.
man.
Because there's a Greek guy at work, his name's Sam. And I don't know where that comes from. Where would it come from?
I have no idea.
I reckon it's probably something
Stavro?
random like Pascali or Stavro. Yeah, no.
Just something,
That's it.
because they just in an English way, there's like, just call yourself Sam.
Yeah,
It's
'cause there's
easier.
Well, like, what do you call it? A lot of the wogs, when they came around, they didn't know, the language, so they probably just picked
name.
what they thought
Like
was
Jimmy
as close
Grant.
as possible, yeah.
Yeah, they named Jimmy Grant
Yeah.
because every Greek was just Jimmy Grant.
Oh, dude, like, my papa's name's Panayotti.
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah.
They just picked, Panayotti doesn't come from Peter.
No.
It has nothing to do with Peter. Panayotti means Christ. Panagia.
Yeah, Panayotta,
Yeah. I got a mate who
Should be Chris.
his old man's name is Bill, And when they came, they didn't know, what was it? They didn't know the word for
His name?
Bill in English.
Oh, yeah.
And they thought it was Basil. So the dude's middle name is Basil. Because they thought it was it's Vasily, isn't it?
Yeah, Vasily.
So they thought it was Basil, so his middle name is Basil. Instead, it should have been Bill.
Yeah, but Bill is William. Vasily is Basil.
Oh, well.
No, like literally. It is. But all the Greeks, their sons. So that's the thing, man. A lot of Greeks now, their names are Vasily, and they've been called Bill their entire lives. But now, as adults, they get called Vas.
Okay.
Yeah, like they revert back to Vas. Like it's more grown. It's a more grown up sort of name.
Okay.
Anyway, I went to the barber, right? And there's the three dudes in there. And the one guy, Sam, is the guy's got the most limited English. Tony's got like the strongest English, like out of the three, and he's a wog and a half. But yeah, Sam is.
And the other guy just doesn't care.
Yeah. Sam has got the best.
Still bad.
He honestly could be a relo of yours. Dude,
Stiff.
He'd be a relo of yours hard. Like he looks like an older version of your brother Mick. I swear.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm not even joking.
Nice.
He looks like he falls in that line somewhere. Dude, spitting. Like you need to go suss it out.
You need to get a haircut from there.
Yeah, I think so.
Good barbers.
It's time.
I'm telling you, it's a good barber shop. I'm endorsing them right now. But we started talking. This guy's never only cut my hair once or twice, and we started chatting. And I asked him where he was from, and he said Calabria. I'm like, oh yeah. Every time he says something about the Italian government, he's like, what does he say? It's bullshit. Fuck off. That's all he says.
Yeah.
He says they're fucked and fuck off. That's all he says. I swear to God. That's all he says. I'm like, why? He goes, the whole thing's corrupt. He goes, the mafia literally runs everything.
They do, yeah.
And you can't do anything about it. Like that. What was his name? The guy that kicked out.
Berlusconi, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he had the model wife. The guy's like 70. He's banging a fucking 30-year-old. What a champion. Are you serious?
I don't understand how it's.
Dude, Salvatore Berlusconi, man. Dude, I fucking love that guy, man. AC Milan president, like, doesn't give a fuck.
I don't understand how it still exists at that level.
The corruption.
In a country like Italy. Like, in that close to the EU. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
But
that
then the
level
thing
of
is-
corruption you expect in, like, El Salvador or, like, Peru. Not in the middle of the EU, man.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know, like...
The Greeks are
Dude,
just
that's his
as bad.
wife. That's not a joke. Dude,
That's not a joke. Like, I would doubt that it's actually the guy's wife.
Sorry, that's not, wait.
That's his mistress.
Oh, it is. She's 32, she's from Naples.
No, I'm just saying, I'm really surprised because it's that blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
How has nothing been done about it?
I don't know. Well, they just did their vote, I think, at the start of the year. I don't know what it was, but they did the new government.
Yeah.
And
Because
they
there
were
was
going
no
to
one
decide. Yeah, but there was a big scandal there because they were like, oh, we don't know who the leader of the party's going to be.
Dude, he looks like the Italian Putin. Seriously? He's got that smirk.
Do you want to give some stats on this guy? Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
He is 81 years old.
Piss
right?
That guy's 81.
You know how old he is?
How is that guy 81? When was that photo taken? Like 7 years?
No, that was taken just a few years back. He's actually taken care of himself.
Dude, that guy looks like he's been taking Nivea milk baths for the last 20 years.
Bathes in virgin blood, dude. I can tell you why he looks so young.
Just doing the stroke.
Labs in virgin blood.
Breaststroke. Just. My stomach.
Dude, 81 years old, yeah? His missus is 32. Like, stunner. She's a fucking stunner. Right? His part... Alright, let me tell you how old he is.
Why are you pointing at me?
Before Italy was known as Italy, like it was known as the Kingdom of Italy.
Kingdom of Italy, yeah.
That's how old it is. It doesn't say Italy, alright? Alright. You know how much this cunt's worth? $7.5 billion.
What's he done?
You tell me! You tell me! You're Italian!
I wouldn't have a
Dude,
clue.
what a champion.
Yeah.
And his political party is Forza Italia.
Okay. What are they? Right wingers? Or
Yeah.
They'd have to be.
Yeah.
Italy's still pretty conservative.
Sorry, he's a
isn't it?
media tycoon.
Yeah, I think so.
Media tycoon.
Does he get more conservative north or south?
I wouldn't have a clue. I think the more south you go, probably.
More.
Because as you go south, it tends to be more like
Rural and
farming and that.
Yeah.
So, like you'd have... Yeah,
Yes, obviously if you go up north, say towards Milan or something.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you'd assume.
Yeah.
Dude, you went.
I
Where'd
think
you
so, yeah.
Where'd you go? You went to
Rome.
Only Rome.
Rome. Oh, no, we did a few, went to Florence, Venice. We did some islands as well.
So I did Rome.
Yeah.
That was all over the shop.
Yeah, Florence was cool. I like Florence. Venice was touristy, as you'd expect.
When did you
Is that
go
Venice?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Yeah, I didn't like Venice.
When did you go last, man?
09.
Dude, Florence was sick. Did you ever been to Florence?
No, we were supposed to go.
Really
but we
nice,
didn't
dude.
go.
Like, I love that's my
Was that
favorite.
We ended up
Same
going to
trip-
Pompeii instead.
Dude,
Yeah.
was that the
Instead of
same trip
Florence.
as when you went to France?
Yeah.
That was 09?
Yeah.
Really? I remember it. The only reason I remember, like, I can tie any memory into your trip overseas, that last one, was I was watching Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
In the cinemas. And I just remember seeing the scene, like, set in Paris, just in the World War II thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think John's in Paris now. As I've said it, I've looked down at my phone and you texted me. And you're in Paris? And I'm like, hey, he's like, hey, dipshit. I'm like, nah, where are you? Yeah, I'm in Paris. I'm like, oh, what's it like? And all you said was, food's alright, women could look better.
It was,
You know what? You're not off. Dude, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. The man knows. The food was pretty good.
It was okay. It was all right. If you ate French, like French cuisine, it was nice.
Yeah.
But like, if you tried anything that wasn't French, like another, if you wanted Italian or
Dude, we walked into a
Asian or
sushi
whatever,
place.
yeah.
We walked into a sushi place, dude.
Why would you get sushi in France?
Because we just landed and it was like late. And near the hotel, there was just like, not even sushi, it was like a Japanese restaurant. And we walked in there and we were like full fucking tired. And I've never before in my life, and this is not me being racist or anything or whatever, this Asian lady comes up and starts speaking French. And I'm like, well, man, what a head trip. I didn't have to respond.
Yeah.
I just pointed to me.
You got two very different reactions if you couldn't speak French.
Yeah.
They were like either accommodating because it was a shop,
Yeah.
like part of a big chain or whatever, so they like, they want to.
They expected tourists.
But if it was like a independently owned store, they wouldn't give you
They
cents.
fucking
They wouldn't.
assholes, man.
Yeah.
What would
They
they
treat you
do?
like crap.
Dude, this lady
I don't know, 'cause
full
I've never
ignored
been.
us, dude.
I've never been to
Either
France.
full
ignore
ignore you or just serve someone else or.
Yeah, French are rude, dude.
Yeah.
They're assholes. Like, if you go to Italy, Greece, Spain, anywhere, someone somewhere, even if you try to speak a little bit of Spanish, say hello or thank you or whatever, they're like, oh, cool, like, at least you're trying. In France, if you don't speak French, they will not talk to you. Like, legit. We would try to
I
so many
honestly
places.
didn't think it was that bad.
Well, it's like the big department stores and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
they
Obviously,
were
there's
alright,
someone
yeah.
speaking English because obviously
They have to,
tourists
yeah.
and shit. But
Why do people
man.
still go? Wouldn't
It's,
it leak
it's actually
out
a
to the
cool
rest of
place.
us?
France,
It is a nice place.
It's a nice
It
place.
I know, but like, if you're going to be treated like that on entry, like, I wouldn't go, man.
Tell you what, the best place we went to in France was not Paris, was not anywhere. It was fucking a little island called Ajaccio.
What's that?
Man, just up on the coast, like fucking man, that place.
Like Nice, sort of down.
Yeah.
southern-
But this place is like full. You just time warp, dude. You just walk into like an old island, touristy.
Yeah.
But with the markets and like, it's just the greatest place. One of the greatest places I've been to on earth, man.
Yeah?
I love that. I'd go back there. Like, it's just a shit cunt little fucking island.
Where
It's
would
nothing
you-
special.
Actually, I think you've said that before.
Yeah.
You said we had the discussion ages
Yeah.
ago. We said, where would we live if we had all the
Had the
access to
choice.
funds? And you said something about somewhere in France, down off the coast.
Yeah, man.
Where would you go? I'm actually curious.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, I'm very curious, man.
I'll give you the reasoning why, though.
I don't know, actually.
France,
Come back to me on
because
that.
I like
Come back to
I
me.
like the coast when they, all that kind of stuff. I like the coast
Yeah.
there, and it's close enough to Greece and all the European countries where I could travel. But I like France because pastry
Yeah.
chef, I can,
Yeah, you're into patisseries.
all
that's
that kind
the
of
thing.
shit. So. That would be ideal for me, and I could travel to Greece whenever I wanted. It's like, in England's down the road, I can go watch Premier League whenever.
It all revolves around pastries
Yeah,
and
man.
soccer.
Dude, catch the Euro. Dude, I go catch the Eurostar, and I'm in like 2 hours.
somewhere in
Yeah.
a Greek island. That's what.
Fucking oath.
You whittle it down to what you want. Soccer, pastry, souvlaka.
Yeah.
man. Geographically,
About 3 hours is 4 hours in between. Perfect.
Yeah, man.
You still wouldn't get the Perth from Melbourne. I'm in Greece.
It's a 2-hour turnaround.
Yeah.
I can do it easy.
And the
man.
French summers, man, I buy myself a little chateau.
Yeah.
Fucking
Nice.
beautiful.
I love
man.
it. Just keep
Little
buying
vineyard.
Yeah, fucking
more and
oath,
more
man.
real estate that you
More-
never ever see.
Yeah.
Yeah. No worries. I got Villeneuve's number. And
Jacques. Jacques Villeneuve.
Jacques Villeneuve.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm just saying. That's a quick. Actually, that's a question.
Yeah, that's
Go
a
on,
good
where would you?
idea.
I don't know. Because I've got to think about that.
Dude,
I don't know.
can see you sitting in Rosebud on a fully extractable
I probably would.
couch.
Rosebud.
Yeah.
It's a place to be.
Stack of food.
Estonia. Yemen.
Yeah, man. No, that's it.
Man, I could see you somewhere, like, not just because you're Italian, but I could see you somewhere in, like, a nice, quaint little town in Italy.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know. Probably like an island somewhere. I
It's
don't
got
know.
a steady stream of Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but, like, you can see the water and it goes on his balcony, you can just jump on his laptop. You know, like, just something quiet, no
Yeah.
hassles.
I don't think it'd be a laptop. I think it'd be a tablet. On a banana chair. Flicking.
All right, maybe.
Take some cigar smoking.
Just for fun. Just for fun.
Just 'cause he
man. Yeah, man.
Okay, so say you couldn't go to Italy.
Okay.
Alright? What other countries appeal to you?
What other countries? I don't know. Maybe.
That you could see yourself retiring.
How old are we talking retiring here?
Hey, hello, imagine
Yeah,
you
you know
were
what,
rich and you retired at 45.
No,
You're still young enough to, like,
Dude,
smash
retiring,
box.
being of retirement age and retiring at 45 are two different things.
Yeah,
Because
alright.
it's a different lifestyle altogether, man. There's
Let's
no
just
way.
say live. Let's just say live. Let's just say live, not retiring, just live.
I don't know. I've always wanted to see what a year in Japan would be like.
Yeah, crazy. I saw some photos of Kyoto and Tokyo the other night.
Yeah.
Man.
Interesting.
Crazy. Looks insane.
Could you live there though, do you reckon?
I reckon, you know what? I reckon the culture thing would eventually
Get to you?
too much in Tokyo because it's totally different.
It is, yeah.
It's totally different from their social norms to just the lifestyle and just everything, man, in general.
But like I was saying, spending a year there would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a year would be cool. But you know what's a beautiful city, man? Amsterdam. Everyone, when people say Amsterdam,
yeah.
all people think of is the weed and the red light district. Man, I went and I spent a week in Amsterdam, and everyone's like, "Oh, you know, I would have been blazed off my head." I go, "Dude, I don't touch weed. I don't do drugs. I don't pay for."
And not
sex."
everyone that goes there smokes, and not everyone that lives there smokes.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
when
that's
you
true.
walk around, man, the only people that are like off their heads are tourists. You know, the locals don't. It's like,
Yeah.
relax, man. Like it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
But man, so I was there in the middle of winter, and it looked nuts. Like it looked so picturesque, man.
Yeah.
Like the water.
Yep.
The whole city is on water. Like the whole city was built on water and slowly sinking, like Jakarta. It's so sad, man.
Actually, if I wasn't France, it'd be somewhere in Scandinavia. I
was thinking that.
Denmark. Like I love.
I was thinking
all that.
Denmark as well.
Yeah, Denmark's a crazy country, man.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing that I put in that WhatsApp group? You brought it up last week when I saw you for breakfast.
That video. That was hilarious.
Yeah, man.
So Sweden at the moment, they're saying that how would you describe what I showed you? They're so progressive.
They're very liberal.
They're very liberal.
Yeah.
So even their right wing is compared to us would still be too liberal to us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And apparently, I don't know. There's some sort of what would you call it? Like competitiveness between rivalry
Like a rivalry.
between Sweden and Denmark.
Yeah.
And some Danish comedian does like a 3-part bit about trying to investigate a murder in Sweden, and like it opens up with him like. It's all in subtitles, so you assume it's all right. He just rocks up to a murder scene, and there's a female like homicide detective there. He's like, "Oh, what do we have here? What do we call? You know, is that a male?" And she's like, "Oh, we don't call them males. We call them a homicide. What was it?
Oh, I don't know. It was something really ambiguous, man.
It was like a homicide person.
Yeah, like they basically
a dead
just scaled
person.
all the gender, everything
Like
out of
everything,
it.
you can't call them anything.
Yeah. Dude,
Dude.
what I posted up was the Viking.
Oh yeah.
Did you see the Viking link?
I
didn't get a chance to read it.
I don't know why. I'll see if I'll scroll back. It was
Vikings are kick-ass, man.
that's why I posted it. Honestly, man.
Those motherfuckers, man.
Hang on. Here's your stories about the pig.
Pillage.
Just did the pig.
Yeah, it was salami week this last week, so
Fantastic.
You have to bring us in some
fantastic.
samples.
of course, once they're cured and they're
once
ripe,
they're cured and stuff.
definitely.
How long does it take for it to
A
cure?
month.
Is
You
it a month?
smoke it on and off, like every 2 or 3 days.
What that?
Yeah, just a bucket with some, just with whatever you want. You can even even the wood that you use. You could even use like different types of woods to like infuse it with different flavors as well.
I use hickory.
You can do like hickory, maple, whatever. We just use newspaper.
You can really taste the Herald Sun.
That lid. The ink. The link I posted you guys. He was a Danish king. His name was Rorik of Dorstead.
Yeah.
And he lived. I sent it to you guys because he was just a Danish Viking. Yeah. Just looks like a beast, man. Like, literally, look at this.
Rape and pillage.
Look at this guy, man.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's
Beard
good.
You know
down
what?
his chin.
You look up man.
Yeah.
And that's the definition of
He's
a
got
man.
a club with the spikes on it, man.
Yeah.
But I looked it up because I wanted to, like, I started reading about the Danish, you know how everyone calls the, like, you try and describe people from Switzerland, Austria, etc. And it's just, they're just Germans. Like, everyone just writes it off as Germans.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They all speak a derivative of German or whatever.
Yeah.
So then, for some reason, I was looking into the languages, and then I stumbled onto the Danish Vikings, because apparently there was the first explorer to hit America.
Yeah, they reckon it was Vikings.
Yeah. I haven't got his name. Where is it?
Hans.
Like a couple hundred. It was almost like 400 years before Columbus got there.
It could have been a lot different than
His
what
son-
it is today.
his
I'm not even sure if they settled there. I think they might have made a settlement. I'm not sure.
Yeah, his son was Leif Erikson. Or Leif, I don't know how you pronounce
Ericsson, of course it is.
it. Erikson, son of Eric the Red, founder of the first Norse settlement on Greenland.
Man.
He apparently was the first European to discover America. So, I don't know how. I didn't actually look into it a whole lot, man. I probably should.
I'm going to look more into it now. That's,
No, it's good. But then I found that Danish Viking guy, and it just, dude, like, I read about his life story, like, it was ridiculous, man. Like, these battles and
Gregory
blah, blah, blah.
the Great.
Yeah. But I thought, man, what was the rest of the world doing? We've done this a lot on this podcast.
What year is that around?
810 to 880.
So that
AD.
AD. So that's classified. All right, so people, here's for your history lesson. That's classified as the Dark Ages.
Is it?
So, yeah, Dark Ages is basically pretty much the fall of Rome.
This is interesting stuff. I love it. Yeah.
So once Rome was sacked, the Visigoths, I think, sacked them. I can't remember who it was.
Visigoths.
I think it was the Visigoths that sacked them. So once the western capital, Rome, fell, who was sacked, that's when everyone basically, broke apart and all that. And so they consider the Dark Ages because there was no enlightened, like, centralized location for civilization.
Yeah, because
It's not that it was literally dark.
That period-
Like,
that period
there was
of-
no, they thought, people in, like, England, they were finding texts in Latin, and they thought it was left behind by, like, a race of giants. They didn't know who these people were. And it was only, like, a couple hundred years after them, no one was passing on that history, like, that information.
Yeah. So when the fall of Rome happened, and then the Vikings took over, because the Vikings were all what were they? They were
Swedes.
they still
Danes.
believed in the
the Norse gods. Yeah.
Yeah, Valhalla and...
When did that tide turn? When did the Vikings lose out their foothold?
1994.
Well, as they started pillaging and going raiding and that, they were being exposed to Western like philosophy. So almost basically at the same time as they were like going out and making a name for themselves, that was almost the same time that they were starting to lose the strength on their.
So they've been
like,
converted to Christianity and then la.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out questions on loyalty. Dude, these Vikings didn't play, man. Like, if they thought they smelled treachery,
pillage,
they smelled treachery, man, they'd shoot their brothers. Just
Treachery's afoot.
You've seen Vikings, the TV show?
No.
Oh my.
Would I love it?
You would love it.
I love that shit, man.
Vikings. It's just called Vikings. That's it.
TV series?
TV series.
On Netflix? Or just in general? Just
I don't know these channels.
Look at this,
drama series.
Like, this
Drama
is in the
series.
same era. This is 839 to 888. There was Charles III, also known as Charles the Fat. Yeah, literally. He was
fat boy.
Dude, he was granted lordship over Alemania. Do you know what Alemania is?
What was the name?
We're testing this guy's knowledge on world history right now.
Alemania.
I have heard that before, but I don't...
And what country is he from?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He literally, this guy was a Carolingian emperor. Carolingian.
Okay.
It was ruled by the Carolingian dynasty. And which had ruled as kings of the Franks since 751, and then kings of the Lombards of Italy from 74.
And what's his name?
His name is Charles III, so Charles the Fat. He's the youngest son of Louis the German and Emma, and he was also the great-grandson of Charlemagne.
Alemania, that sounds...
You know
That
what
could
Alemania is?
be maybe, I don't know, maybe like Belgium area?
I was going to guess around...
Flanders area, yeah.
It was a territory inhabited by the Germanic Alemanni after they broke through the Roman limes in 213.
Northern Italy.
Yeah. Main
like
basin,
Austria, maybe.
left bank of the Rhine from 4th century. So Frankish Emperor, part of the Frankish Empire, the Ostrogoth Kingdom, and these... Dude,
As you
these
said,
countries,
Frankish, I thought maybe like
all
that
these
area.
countries, man, no one would ever know they existed.
Oh, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Because they were just like tribes or whatever that grew to like prominence, and they had their time for like 100 years, and then they just got wiped out by another tribe.
Yeah. So the territory of this dude corresponds...
It's just like that. Just as simple as that.
Territory corresponds to what was still the area of Alemannic Germanic in the modern period. So French, Alsace, German and Swabia, German-speaking Switzerland, and Austrian Volgard. So it is, it's like up that northern...
So all like Germanic tribes and like Gaulish tribes, Gaelic tribes, they were all like, there's so many of them, and whether the Romans wiped them out or they wiped themselves out, because like they would rise and fall, so even after Rome came and went, there were still tribes there, and they just, same thing, they'd rise up and then they'd get
they put
destroyed
in
as well.
Alemannia, and it comes up as Germany.
So, it's all that northern hub where like Austria and then all that sort of shit sits. The reason why this caught my eye is because I was trying to figure out what the rest of the world was doing
at that time.
So
Not
if you
much.
went to China, what was going in Central Asia? What was in South America at 880 AD? Tribes. Can we look it up? This is just,
So around,
I've got all these
around
here.
1080, did you say 1080?
No, 880 and 810.
Oh, 880. Not much. It would have been...
So, I mean, what would be happening?
Well, that's why they considered the Dark Age, because not much was going on in Europe at the time. They'd have their kings and...
Like, what was happening in England at that time? Or even like Spain.
Well, England
Harry
wasn't
Kane was banging them in, son, it's coming home!
I'm hoping for the World Cup. Wayne Rooney was a kid.
It's coming home, matey, it's coming home.
No. Seriously.
There was no unified England at that time. It was like all little, what do you call it, like...
what are they called?
Like feudal holds.
Just kings.
Domains or whatever.
Yeah, kings that had
like you have a king in Wessex and a king in like whatever, and they would like bicker among themselves until someone could.
So then, what was the state of Spain and
France? Was a unified country. If I'm not, I think.
You reckon?
Yeah. Because is it Charlemagne?
Yeah, well, that's what
he's like.
This guy was a great. This guy fucking fat, what's his name, the fat, he was the great-grandson of Charlemagne?
Yeah.
I think? Hang on, I'm just scrolling through here, man. It's questions on loyalty. Charles the Fat, he was the great-grandson of Charlemagne.
Okay.
Yeah. Charlemagne, for people that don't know, was the king of the Franks and king of the Lombards and a Holy Roman Emperor from 800. So this is all like part of Rome. So then England was still... Like, that's the thing. Like, you see the Norse people, in 800 to 900 or whatever.
But England was nothing.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Legit. Like, they were nothing.
But that's what I'm saying.
They were ruled by the Finnish tribes were still there.
But that's still Scandinavia.
That's why the Vikings are,
They're still Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings are successful in England so much because there was no unified country. So each, territory would have to try and hold them off themselves.
Yeah.
All it says around that area is literally the Western Roman Empire.
Yeah.
It's whatever was left.
So, they just fucking took over everything.
But that's what I'm saying. If that's going on in Europe, what was happening in 800 AD in, say, Asia Minor, like Turkey, Persia, and then pushing towards China, Mongolia?
The Mongolians, no.
What was happening, literally, if you search Persia,
search it.
800, well, then go to North America, go to where Canada would be today, or head down south to where Brazil might be, or even, Indonesia or Southeast Asia. That's what trips me up the most, man, because now...
Between, 1911 and 609, it was saying the Neo-Assyrian Empire.
Assyrian? Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's what it's saying. And then
where's that? That's Asia Minor.
Greater Iran.
Yeah.
Well, so West Asia, Central, Bahrain.
Yeah, Bahrain.
All that kind of stuff. It was just
See, that's what I'm saying. It trips me out to think of, because now, we're all progressing more or less at the same rate, and there are countries in the developing world that are speeding towards catching up. Does that make sense? You consider China was a developing country 2-3 decades ago, and now they're an industry heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And India, Pakistan, Bangladesh.
Well, it's hard to say because
But that's what I'm saying. How contrasted was the technology and the social construct of that time across the world. Does that make sense?
Like, let's say around the 1000, like 1000 AD. All right.
I love how we're taking your word for gospel here.
Well, you take what you.
Quote.
Yeah, that's right. Don't quote me. No, I'm saying because different eras were up to different like ages.
Yeah.
You know, like in Europe, most of Europe, they were up to the Iron Age, Bronze Age.
Was it?
I don't know. I don't know the ages.
The Bronze Age started in the Greeks.
Well,
was
the
smashed in
Romans were Bronze Age, I
Yeah.
think.
The Greeks and Romans were Bronze Age.
Iron Age, maybe that's what they might have been up to, but then steel was starting to come into it, like during the Crusades and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what that age would be, but like the Middle East considered themselves very like sophisticated and advanced, and when like they came over for the Crusades,
Yeah.
they called them barbarians because there was
What
like
the Arabs called the Europeans.
yeah, the Europeans had no idea how to fight, like the Middle East, like the
like,
Turks and on horseback. They're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, there was no
they were just
cavalry.
dying on foot and like,
Yeah.
what's going on? They're shooting bows from half a K away.
Half a K.
Yeah, they're on horses on them. Yeah.
Well, 800 AD says Greek city-states, Africa and all that, Saharan nomads.
Yeah, so that'd all be Arab nomads like
It would have been like a lot of dynasties coming up, but there was because there was no centralized dominant power.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Before Rome, you had Greece. Before Greece, you had Persia. Before Persia, you had whatever. So you had countries that were in charge of the known world. So that was like what was going on.
Yeah.
But then once they kind of went into the shadow
Vikings
Rome,
came in and just
they
sort of
came
split-
in and they
just
just
create-
yeah.
just,
so there's no known
destroyed
central.
everything,
There's
yeah.
no centralized part of like.
Yeah.
Record like documentation
Yeah.
or not intelligence, but like
No,
gathering of information.
Yeah, because it wasn't a priority at that point.
No.
I was just going to say, this caught my eye because of, did you see what they said about the Aborigines in Australia? You didn't see the article? I'm surprised they didn't share it with you guys. This is just off news.com. A radically different version of Australia's history to what we are taught at school has been put forward by a historian who believes it changes the entire concept of Australia as a country. We are taught that Australia's first people were simplistic hunter-gatherers who foraged for plants and randomly hunted kangaroos. We are taught when Europeans landed, the indigenous people who first roamed the land were a disparate group of nomadic tribes who never built permanent homes to shelter themselves. All right, that's pretty accurate, yeah?
That's what
Remember
we've
when we
been
did
taught.
SOS?
Yeah. That guy didn't know what the fuck's going on. He didn't know what street he lived on. Trying to teach us history.
I saw him in an RSL once at like midnight.
Yeah, probably sinking a beer and playing the pokies.
Yeah.
Wearing a black
I
t-shirt.
swear to God, I'm not even joking. All right, no. But many of the earlier journals of the white settlers who first landed here, seeing a land completely untouched by other cultures for hundreds of thousands of years, saw something very different to what conventional history textbooks tell us. Indigenous historian Bruce Pascoe has spent years looking through these incredible accounts and found the first white settlers documented how Aboriginal people built homes, villages, parks, dams, wells, selected seats for harvesting, ploughed fields, irrigated crops, and preserved food in vessels.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Probably.
Here's another one.
No different.
lifestyle.
It was no different from any other civilization that would have been around. They all like
Here's
irrigation and
another
all
one.
that. Yeah.
He says Aboriginal people were the first culture on Earth to bake, evidenced by unearthed grindstones from 30,000 years ago, meaning Aussies beat the ancient Egyptians by more than 15,000 years.
Well, the Aboriginals did.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what this guy's saying.
Yeah.
Based on his research, like old journals from
That's pretty
stuff.
tough. That's pretty
Dude,
tough.
That puts the Abos 15,000 years ahead of the Egyptians as far as like modern civilization.
They should claim the world.
Dude, he says much of this complex civilization had been wiped out by 1860.
Yeah.
As the land was torn up by Europeans, buildings burnt down and the occupants killed by warfare, murder and disease. When this ancient infrastructure was destroyed, Mr. Pascoe believes it became convenient for settlers to perpetuate the myth that the nation's first people were incapable of organising coherent and sophisticated
And that's
society.
what makes them take over.
Yeah, believes this is in their minds legitimise their reason for being here.
Absolutely.
That they would have been left
Dude,
to...
the white man has ruined a lot in this world. Let's be honest. They've fucked a lot of shit up.
Dude, literally, densely populated Aboriginal villages up and down the country. Some are sophisticated buildings made of large logs, clay plastering. Also, Indigenous people produced grain surplus to a requirement, stored it, used complex systems to preserve soil, water, wildlife, fish, as well as native seeds, la la la.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, it's probably
And they've lived for thousands and thousands of years, dude.
yeah.
Like, thousands of years.
Like, dude, 15,000 years earlier than Egyptians. And they're saying when Europeans landed, they brought foreign livestock, which broke up the soil with the hoofs, erosion. Settlers also brought foreign crops, intensive farming techniques, yada yada, drain the land of its fertility, and so on and so on.
They brought disease, they brought...
Yeah, of course. Look, it's possible. It's completely possible what this guy's written, this research that he's done. It's, it's not... you can't rule it out.
No, can't rule it out. That's the thing.
Yeah, of course. Like, it's completely possible.
That-
Look at, like, your Central and South Americans when the Europeans arrived there. They were considered pretty advanced.
Yeah, man.
But they just weren't as advanced as Europeans. So, we talked about it last time. Like, just disease ravaged them. And
what were the South Americans doing and the Central Americans that was considered advanced in terms of...
it was the way they could...
Coke fields.
yeah, it was like the
coca leaves
irrigation.
and shit.
Yeah, it was the irrigation and that, because it was like planted... because you know how their pyramids are levelled?
Yeah.
Like, these crop fields were above ground.
Yeah.
Almost like on, not balconies, but like... elevated almost balconies that was soil or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, how can they possibly grow this back then and still manage to get crops out of it?
So it was elevated soil, sort of...
Like, it wasn't like just connected straight to the ground. Like, it was like, on each level, like above.
Yeah, there was more...
But there's a lot of shit like that we look back and say, man, how the fuck, even to today, how did they do that?
Yeah.
And people can't figure it out.
Well, like, we're supposed to be the most advanced we've ever been now in technology.
Against bullshit.
But they still can't figure out how they built stuff in ancient Europe. They still don't even know how they... not that they don't know, but they're like, well, to build the pyramids, this rock that was used is from, 100 kilometres away.
Yeah, how'd they get it there?
And
how'd they lift it up?
Exactly.
Shit
And they weigh over, so many tons
I was just tying it in, like that whole Viking experience, yeah? I tied it in with what the education system looked like in the 800s around the world. Like,
beat people.
Well, we were talking about it last time we did a podcast, and we said how, Alexander was taught by Socrates, et cetera, and you only got an education in those times if you were a noble.
Yeah.
What was it like in the 800s across, say, Western Europe?
It would have been probably...
or even South America?
I don't know. I don't know if everybody would have been able to get, education, or if it would have just been the rich.
You reckon it's still been across the board like that?
I don't know. But it probably would have been heavily influenced probably by the church probably.
I was going to say church would be the first thing that comes to mind. The reason why I tied it in was because I was looking at, school curriculum today, yeah? What are the biggest things that have changed since we were kids, man? I reckon, technology, social media has been the biggest factor to infiltrate our lives.
Everything is on a computer. Everything's
social media related. Yeah. Everything. You sign up your phone, your TV, your fridge, all on Facebook, all on Twitter. Everything's social media ready. And that's probably been the biggest, do you know what I mean? The biggest change. Even video games, you know what I mean? Instead of the cartridges, now we've got social media on video games, and it's all... you hit one button in your living room, and things fire up in another state with, everything connected. Yeah. So then I thought, the school curriculum today... what should it include? We've talked about it, how we've said, you're not taught life skills in high school. You're not taught how to cook properly other than home ec. You're not taught how to handle your money. You're not taught how to look at real estate trends. You're taught netball, And Newcomb. Remember Newcomb?
Yeah, man.
You want to think of useless sports? Newcomb, man. Newcomb is not a sport. I'm sorry. You throw the ball over, you catch it. Then you throw it back over and pray someone drops it.
Drop it.
Literally. Yeah. Right. No, let's just keep that in perspective, yeah? So I was thinking about, what should kids be taught as a standard moving forward? And then, what was the set curriculum back 50 years, back 100 years, back 200 years, yeah? I said...
I think... No, I'm assuming... Australian... the way here in Australia, the way we're set up in education, I would assume it's the same as America. pretty much.
Very much so.
Very much.
What, like
what we're taught.
Standard,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I've asked that question before.
You know, half the teachers are just straight out of a book.
The American,
Yeah.
so the American education, the way it's set up from primary school up to high school, it's set up so that you're taught, trained, and you're ready to go straight into a factory.
Oh, yeah.
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 So that would be the same here. But the thing is, there's no factories here anymore. There are, but not in the sense where, like, mass production.
No,
in the
they're
golden age.
They're all robots, man.
Yeah, so there's not like that golden age of the 50s to the 80s
industry's
where...
changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Industry has changed.
So you got that's running now in the education. So they're slowly phasing that out now.
Yeah.
And they're going, well, we want to teach them how to run operating systems and we want to teach them how to do this.
Yeah.
And how to basically start their own startups and how to run, fix a computer and all that.
Yeah.
The problem with that is if everybody knows how to run a computer and run code and that, who's going to be growing all the food for everybody to eat?
Yeah.
Who's going to be learning how to fix these computers when they short circuit?
Dude, when we were in high school,
Somebody's got to do all the crap jobs.
everyone was going to computers when we were in high school. And then I remember my godmother's husband was saying to me, I was in year 11 or 12, he's like, go do a trade, trust me. He goes, in 10
Can't
years,
go wrong with a
there'll be
trade.
shortage of tradies.
Yeah.
What happened? Everyone went to computer engineering and we ran out of tradies, man.
When I was concreting, just as I finished up because, what do you call it? There was no work at the time. But leading up to that, there was a shortage of tradies in Victoria.
Yeah.
In everything.
Weren't they bringing
In
tradies
everything.
from like overseas?
Yeah, they had to bring them from other states and overseas.
Yeah. See, that's crazy. And then I think about, like, what they should be teaching the next generation in school as part of the curriculum. Because you got your maths, your standard maths, English,
Yeah, your basic stuff.
your basic stuff. But, like, social media should be a wing in itself, as in today we learn how to manage social media, as in tune out and understand the dangers like you would with drugs or with cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no education around it. We didn't get it. We just had to learn on the go.
Yeah.
No, like, dude, remember when social media first came out, like Facey and all that? MySpace was the first one, the big one. Dude, and people would put their crap up on profiles and then they'd get hacked, or like they'd put up something that they didn't realise everyone could see.
Yeah.
And then the splashback, or when digital cameras first came out and people started taking, selfies that they didn't want getting passed around.
Yeah.
And then they get spread like wildfire.
Oh, yeah.
We were the guinea pigs of the electronic age.
I was actually talking about this the other day with Mick.
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
he's in the mobile phone industry.
Yeah.
And, we were saying, like, when all that was coming out, like you said, we were the guinea pigs, so we were all cautious about it, like, we were naive to the fact that Facebook was taking our personal information.
Oh, yeah.
We knew that was going on. We were, not, uppity about it, not just that, all forms of, that platform.
Yeah.
And then, like, now, that generation that had it, they've all had kids now, and all those kids have grown up with it. Yeah. So they haven't grown up with that. What's the word?
The weariness.
The wariness or the
cynicism.
Yeah, the cynicism of, like, there's still something behind this.
Yeah.
So then, like, that big, breach with Facebook or whoever. They're like, oh, how could this happen? Like, I never in a million years thought they would have sold my information. And you got all these guys our age and older. I'm like, really? Are you serious? Like, you didn't see this coming from a mile away?
I thought it was like a burg on that trial thing. I'm like, it's bound to happen. Like,
like, seriously.
If you had like 100 million people's information, and some guy's like, I'll pay for it.
All right.
How much?
They've got to stay afloat. They've got to stay
I'll
afloat.
send it to you slowly so it doesn't get suspicious.
Just a handful. Just doing this.
I mean, you look up something on Google, you jump on Facebook, and it's right there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying,
and that's
man.
right there.
That's what I'm saying. It trips me out, man. And so it's like what the next generation is going to be dealing with. And then you put yourself in the generation before us, so they flip out of everything.
Because that's everyday life now. That is the norm.
Yeah.
They don't know anything else other than that.
I know.
And so, like, it's
Dude,
just...
our lives, that's our life, that's the norm for us now, yeah? But, dude, we were of sound body and mind when it started becoming in. Like, I still remember making conference calls on the landline to like 3 different people or whatever. Yeah. Now I talk to both of you guys in a WhatsApp group, and that's live to the minute.
Yeah.
And we can all like send a video of each other doing something or whatever, But like, like we said, we're the guinea pigs of that generation.
Yeah.
So if we're the guinea pigs, where does it go to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I was talking? We're talking about it. How you said that computer game that's been in the works for 7 years. How you said if you were to put the demo versions of it in your computer now, it would shut down because of the
yeah. So there's this game that's been developed. It's been in development for years. It's been the money it's been using to make it is donated by fans. And
entire fan.
It's a stat, man. It's called Star Citizen. Okay. And this guy here made a game back in the old PS1, I think it was. And it was just like it was a space sci-fi flyer game, just in a ship and you're flying around. And people loved it. And now this guy's come out and said he's going to make like a spiritual successor to it. And he's taken donations. Now, I can't remember how long ago it started in development. He was taking donations, but it's at least 5 to 6 years. And in the first 2 years, I think he had already reached like 30 mil.
Well, I just pulled up an article.
Yeah.
From 2018, June.
Right a month ago, yeah.
What's that up to?
Star Citizen is really pushing the patience and wallets of its community.
Yeah. Because it's just what he wants to do just keeps getting larger and larger in scope.
But that's the thing; it might not ever come out because maybe the guy's just nuts.
It's possible,
and he's just adding stuff, and he'll never be satisfied.
They'll have to do something because if he doesn't, everyone's just going to take him to court.
Dude,
so he has to release it. There is like an early release, like early access.
Yeah,
is what they call it.
Chris Roberts' company, Cloud.
Dude, we were only talking about this in the drive-in, and this is what I'm getting from that like situation. This guy with no like marketing team other than himself and whatever he can put together has managed to raise $30 million.
More. If you just type it in, it'll show you it'll show
he's
you
managed to raise millions, just for a game that they're developing. And I love AAA platinum blockbuster video games. Like, I'm not against that, but I'm just saying the humanitarian causes around the world, which are dying in the ass. But he's one game that's been in development hell for like 7 years or whatever, has managed to raise like over 30 million.
I think it's even up to maybe 100.
It's got to be more than that, like a tenth of a billion,
Crowdfunding, $50 million.
It's at 50 million.
Mil,
Holy shit, man.
That's a budget for a country's debt, you know?
Yeah.
And this is just people that are fixated on one video game.
And it's the largest single amount ever raised via crowdsourcing.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy shit.
Dude, 50 million, that could change a country.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, do you know what I mean?
50 million could buy me a fucking house and a Lambo.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Is it making
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
It's crazy to think that crowdfunding for a video game is bringing in 50 million when there are humanitarian causes around the world and they keep asking us to donate to stuff,
And we're like, that.
Yeah. But it makes no sense when you can get 50 million for that kind
for a
of
game.
crap. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. And
but you gotta deliver on that promise though. Otherwise,
Mate, they would never see me again, mate.
do a Shawshank
$50 million.
Redemption.
Dude, if you've made $50 million, you could get the best plastic surgeon out there, man. No one would find
The end of Shawshank. A man that nobody had ever seen or never met walked into a bank.
This guy's a computer game developer, but he does a Shawshank on a driver's license and social security number. And he escapes because of his shoes.
And you know what would kill it? Yeah, what would kill it is if he actually like ran away to what does he want tonight? Is that what it was? It was Mexico, whatever it is.
Oh, dude.
He's there sending a boat.
That's how he fools everyone. He's off the radar and off the grid. It's a joke.
Man, these cunts would never see me again.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying. Like, that was
Game? What game? Star what?
The best plastic surgeon just looks like David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, man.
After 2 hours under the knife.
Got a mullet? Like,
No, I'm being serious. Remember how we were talking about alternate? We were talking about how how people will be living in a matrix, etc., etc. And we were talking about how altered reality. How people are like, say, take a photo and then put a filter on it, or Photoshop something, and that's already a sense of an altered reality or whatever. I was thinking about that. Like, you know how this guy was saying to me about this game that is developing, all the bulk of the information it's all textures of like you were saying it.
Yeah.
It's heavy because of textures, yeah?
Yeah.
So, like, remember, like, back in the day when we played a video game and it was on, like, one CD or, like, 4 discs or whatever?
Yeah.
Now it's on, like, a DVD Blu-ray disc, and that's not enough, like, to hold all the weight.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, they get technology that good where this guy's game, like, Katsana said to me, if you get a copy of, it was some movie, I can't remember what it was, but he goes, if you download a quality version of this movie, come around and watch it on my 4K TV. Can you imagine if you had a monitor that big and that, like, crystal clear, you were looking at it, it was like looking at real life? Like, you already get realistic video games now.
Yeah, of
But
course.
can you imagine having a massive monitor and it's like real life? That essentially is your virtual reality.
Well, that one there, that Star Citizen, even though it's still being developed, it is the best looking game I've ever seen.
I just saw pictures of it.
Yeah,
Dude, I just saw pictures of it. And
just
it's
on YouTube. It's the most gorgeous, like, thing I've ever seen.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, there, in essence, is your alternate universe. Like,
it looks like a
virtual
Hollywood
reality.
production.
And I haven't even, I've just seen it on, like, YouTube screens, like, videos, and that's running at the highest is 1080.
Yeah.
So imagine if it was on 4K.
Like, you know what I reckon the next leg... Like, I'm just coming up with this now, man, because we're talking about this. Do you know what I reckon the next phase of technology is going to be, man? Utilising the fact that we can control stuff in other regions, as in not by, like, telepathy, but as in you hit a button on your screen, you make something move on another location. You know what I mean? Like, you know, with the Mars rover.
Yeah.
If they can move a rover around on Mars, right? Like, we could be sitting here and we'll start manipulating crap on the other side of the planet.
Just slap some kid in the back of the head.
What the fuck? Just look at it. Literally.
It happened again, Mom.
Gotta take him to the doctor, something's wrong with him.
This one kid in Ohio, he just keeps slapping the back of the head.
Just a loser kills his parents. Maybe I'll
This
stop
is a
doing
random
that.
kid in
Ohio.
just some place in the middle of nowhere, man.
Yeah,
Like a central
Cleveland, man.
Midwest. But honestly, man, I reckon the graphics and the capabilities of all that, you would literally be looking at a screen and it would be like you're looking at another like place.
Well, they're already showing like advancements. Like in Japan, they're making like the.
Why?
Because I just brought up Japan.
Yeah.
They're like the sex dolls.
Oh, yeah.
They're so lifelike.
We've studied them extensively.
But not even those. Like, did you see?
physically
Yeah,
doing the deed.
Saudi Arabia. They made that woman. They're like a woman doll, and they gave it citizenship.
Yeah, the first AI got citizenship in a
and
country.
like that looks fair income, like not bad.
Yeah.
Like the realness of it.
Of
Like
course,
you know the.
Do you reckon where do you reckon the next phase of technology is going to take us? Like, honestly,
Would it be interesting because still talking on that line, like what we were just talking about, like how realistic stuff gets. Apparently, every single person has something built into them that the more something looks realistic that isn't human, the more turned off we get from it.
Okay.
So the more realistic video games get, or the more realistic like a doll or a statue or an AI starts to look, the more inside us, like there's something in our brain, the more we get repulsed by it.
for real?
Yeah. I don't know what it's called. I read it a while ago.
But that's true. Like when you look at a movie and there's some sort of lifelike doll in it, you always freak out.
Yeah, and so that's something that's built into us. That's like, you know, like it just repulses us.
It's not right.
It's not right.
Yeah. Literally?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Built into our, it's built
You
into
always
our
get
DNA.
creeped out
Yeah.
by AI, man.
Yeah, so who knows? Like
Dude,
maybe
fucked up.
as you know, as like, who knows? Like as like, you know, as a civilization, will we decide to further stuff that will, you know, like, will they choose to keep researching stuff?
Yeah, it's too late
or
now.
develop things that we, like, as people built into us, repulses us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, will they
Dude.
choose to not research things that could, we've had the nuclear bomb, all right, let's just say. Will they choose to, like, if they come across something that's even more powerful than that, will they choose to research it, or well, that's too dangerous? Do we choose to just completely ignore that?
Dude, there's always one nut job
Of course.
with money
Yeah.
that will always go beyond the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we can't turn back now as a civilization. We cannot turn back.
Yeah.
We're done. So it'll just keep progressing now. There's no coming back.
Yeah.
If there's already an AI in Saudi Arabia with citizenship, that's fucked. That's twisted.
Yeah.